what's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. I've seen a lot of videos on how to hand launch and how to hand catch a drone. I think there is a step that may help you in hand catching it and hand launching it a little bit easier. So this is my version of how to hand launch and how to hand catch a drone. So the problem that you have when you're hand catching the drone is the fact that the drone has sensors on it, front facing sensors, rear bottom facing sensors. And if you're coming in toward yourself to land this or hand catch it, if those obstacle avoidance sensors notice you or detect you, it's going to stop like 4 or 5 feet away from you. So what you kind of got to do is you got to bring it up higher than you so that you don't get caught by the front facing obstacle avoidance sensors, and then bring it down. And as it comes down, it will notice that you're landing and landing your hand. And sometimes you'll even get a little bit of a pop back up because it detects the ground first, and then when your hand goes underneath of it, it says, oh, something's in the way, and it shoots back up for a second. Now, that's fine if you got the time to do it, but let's say you're on a moving target. Let's say you're on a kayak and the gradual breeze is drifting you around. You don't really, want to be out there fumbling around with this drone over water for it to, decide what it wants to do and maybe even get out of your way and land as the current has pushed you from underneath of it. All right. And when it comes to hand launching, I mean, it's just awkward to do one-handed with this controller, with any controller, by the way. So I'm going to show you again a couple tips that I use to hand launch, hand catch, and they're just a little bit different. I would say easier than previous videos that I've seen about hand launching and hand catching. So let's start off with the hand launch. So with the hand launch, it's difficult. Like I said, you got to hold your controller, you got to hit the hand launch button, or you got to hit the takeoff button, and then you don't have your extra thumb available. So now you're fumbling, trying to get to the button in the center of the screen, which I do have the screen recording, so hopefully you can see that. So suggestion number one is invest in a lanyard. Not only is a lanyard good for this, but it's also good for doing other things like follow when you're riding on a bike, or something where you just need to free up your hands and don't want to put this in your backpack or somewhere where you can't get to it. You can shorten this lanyard up and have it kind of like just hanging right below your chest, and it makes it very easy to see what's going on as you're riding. It might swing around a little bit, but you're definitely going to have the ability to get to your controllers if needed. Stop the bike, grab the sticks, and you're good to go. So to take out the awkwardness, and this is a little $7 job that I bought off Amazon. I mean, I'll leave a product link in the description below. It's a 3D printed base that someone made up with a lanyard attached to it. Get yourself a lanyard, put it around your neck, and when you hit the initiate button, now you can free up your hand and kind of like grab the control by the antenna and just hit the takeoff button. And let it spool up.
Take off.
And it's good to go.
The home point has been updated. Please check it on the map.
Now, we'll get that away from me so you don't hear all that beeping. We're going to do a demonstration of how it could be difficult to hand catch this thing with the obstacle avoidance sensors on. And the method I'm going to show you, you don't need to turn your obstacle avoidance sensors off. In the past with different drones, you would turn off your obstacle avoidance sensors to avoid any problems with hand catching a drone, which could be fatal if you forget to turn them back on when you go for your next flight. So obstacle avoidance on. I'm going to bring this in for a hand catch. Hopefully I don't have to reboot the system. I'm bringing it in. It detects me, and now it won't come any closer. So I can't land the thing. Let's get out of this. Again, we don't want to turn our obstacle avoidance sensors off. So the way around that normally is to kind of like get it over top of you and then bring it down for the hand catch, but as you can see, it stopped for a second. Okay, so it stopped for a second and pulled back up. It wouldn't even come close to me if I got it down to a level where it detected me before I was able to get it close enough to do the hand catch. So now I'm going to show you how to do it without any of that problem, okay? And then it leaves the obstacle avoidance sensors on. So let's hand launch it again. Again, free hand now. Hit the hand launch button, or hit the auto takeoff button. Acknowledge it.
Take off. The home point has been updated. Please check it on the map.
All right, I'm gonna get up in the air a couple feet. Now, easy way to do this without turning your obstacle avoidance sensors off is to flip the drone into sport mode. When you flip the drone into sport mode, it will allow the drone to move faster, and it will allow it to get closer to you just in case you overshoot the descent, and it'll pretty much allow it to land in your hand because it turned off all of that obstacle avoidance because it's in sport mode now. Now, why would you want to do this? Maybe you're on a moving target, right? So let's say you're on a kayak and the wind is drifting you around and you're trying to get this thing back, and you're being pushed out of the way and the drone doesn't want to land, or you know, it got too low and it detects you and it won't come in close enough, and your battery's running low, so you want to get that thing back as soon as possible. Maybe, you know, I'm not advocating this, but maybe you're in an area that maybe consider trespassing, and you know that the rangers have been called, and you want to get that drone back as soon as possible so you can get it into your hand, fold it up, and get the hell out of there before you get a citation. So now that I have the drone in sport mode, we're going to do the same thing that we did before. I'm going to bring it in, and I'm going to even bring it down to a point where the obstacle avoidance sensors are going to detect me, but I'm going to bring it right in and land it in my hand. So here we go. Bring it down, descent, descent, descent. It detects me, but as you can see now, I can bring it into myself, reach under it, and I'm good to go. Took me about a second to get that folded up, and now I'm out of here. So yeah, just my little tips on how to hand launch and how to hand catch one of these things if you're in a hurry, or if you don't want to deal with the obstacle avoidance. Say you're a new pilot and you don't want to turn that obstacle avoidance off, because it will, you know, sometimes having the obstacle avoidance on will get you out of a tricky situation. I kind of turn it off sometimes because I like to fly into tighter spaces, and the drone literally will not go if it has obstacle avoidance on. So you know, I will turn it off, but I don't suggest if you're a new pilot and you turn it off until you really get to understand and know your drone. In fact, once you get to understand and know your drone, you're probably going to fly with obstacle avoidance off more often, because it allows you to fly into tighter spaces where you're not going to get that pushback because it detects something in the way, a tree branch or something like that. And it probably make you a better pilot because it makes you more aware of what's going on in the environment, instead of just allowing or hoping that the drone will protect you from a crash. A lot of people have crashed going up, left to right, backwards with these things. So hopefully that helps. I know it's like a trendy, I guess, clickbaity type video, but you know, it's my way of doing it. It's a little bit faster. So hey, talk to you later. Peace.